Today's story is one of manipulation, calculated murder, and insatiable thirst for wealth. It's the tale of Sukhwinder Singh, a man whose greed led him down a dark and deadly path, leaving behind a trail of victims in both India and Canada. This true crime case reveals how one man used marriage, deceit, and poison to orchestrate multiple deaths, all for the sake of financial gain. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and comment where you are watching from as we dive into this disturbing story. Sukhwinder Singh's story begins with a seemingly ordinary life, one that many could relate to. However, beneath this facade was a man driven by insatiable greed. Initially, his life appeared unremarkable. A man married with children, working alongside a trusted business partner in Canada. But his life began to unravel after a series of tragic events. And as we delve deeper, it becomes apparent that these were not coincidences, but rather a carefully constructed web of deceit. The first death, that of his wife Parvaz, in 1988, set the stage for what would become a series of suspicious deaths. Parvaz, a woman with a promising future and a passion for education, was trapped in an abusive marriage. Her sudden, inexplicable health decline, followed by a harrowing and painful death, raised immediate questions. Her husband, Sukhwinder Singh, claimed that she had been taking prescribed medications, which he feared had triggered her symptoms. However, as the story would later unfold, there was far more to this than a tragic medical mishap. The investigation into Parvaz's death would later uncover a connection to another strange and unsettling incident, the death of Sukhwinder's business partner, Ranjit Singh, just 1.5 years later. Ranjit, a trusted confidant of Sukh, died under eerily similar circumstances. His death seemed to mirror the bizarre symptoms of Parvaz's death: severe pain, contorted body movements, and unexplained health deterioration. What was particularly telling about Ranjit's case was the fact that Sukhwinder Singh stood to gain financially from his death. The two men had a joint life insurance policy, which meant that if one of them passed away, the surviving partner would receive a payout. This aspect of the case immediately raised red flags. Was Ranjit's death just a tragic coincidence, or was it a carefully orchestrated act designed to secure Sukhwinder a financial windfall? The most unsettling part of the story is how this pattern of deaths seemed to continue. Just as Ranjit's death raised suspicions, another strange and unsettling event occurred. Sukhwinder was involved in yet another death, that of his second wife, Sarit. Her twins died suddenly, under mysterious circumstances, just days after birth. As investigators began to piece together the details, the pattern became clearer. The deaths were not merely tragic accidents. They were part of a sinister plan to profit from the lives of those around him. A key aspect of the investigation into Sukhwinder Singh's actions was a financial motive behind his crimes. The insurance policies, dowries, and wealth that he accumulated through his marriages and partnerships were central to understanding his motivations. His marriages were not driven by love, but by an obsessive need for financial security. Each woman he married, including Sarit and Kushar, was seen as a means to an end, a source of dowry money. Moreover, the use of poisoning as a method to eliminate his victims was particularly calculated. Sukhwinder Singh would administer a deadly substance disguised as a harmless supplement or remedy, preying on the trust of those around him. His second wife, Sarit, had been convinced to give her infant twins a strength booster in the form of these pills, which tragically led to their deaths. This level of manipulation and deceit paints a chilling portrait of a man willing to sacrifice anyone in his path to achieve his goal of wealth. What truly sets this case apart is a meticulous and patient investigative work that led to Sukhwinder Singh's eventual arrest. The involvement of the insurance company, which grew suspicious of the circumstances surrounding Ranjit's death, was crucial in linking the deaths together. The insurance investigator, Cliff Elliott, noticed a key detail during his investigation: a photograph of Guru Nanak in the home of Sukh's business partner, which had also appeared in Parvaz's house. This seemingly small connection sparked further investigation, which led authorities to uncover the chilling pattern of deaths. The collaboration between Canadian and Indian police was instrumental in uncovering Sukhwinder's dark history. The detectives began to realize that the man at the center of these deaths, Sukhwinder Singh, had been involved in multiple deaths, each under suspicious circumstances, and in each case, he stood to gain financially. This was not a man overwhelmed by grief or loss. This was a cold, calculated individual using murder as a means to secure his own financial future. One of the most shocking elements of the investigation was the discovery that all of Sukhwinder Singh's victims had been poisoned using the same substance. Forensic reports confirmed that the poison had been derived from seeds of a specific tree, which Sukh had converted into pills. These pills, marketed as health supplements, were administered to his victims, including his wife, business partner, and even his infant twins. The use of poisoning as a method of murder not only speaks to Sukhwinder Singh's calculated nature, but also to his ability to manipulate those around him. By disguising the poison as a remedy or strength booster, he was able to gain the trust of his victims, making it all the more devastating when their deaths occurred. The chilling realization that his crimes were premeditated and executed with such precision added a layer of horror to the story. After years of evading suspicion, Sukhwinder Singh was eventually arrested in 1997, following an intense investigation that uncovered the full scope of his crimes. His confession during interrogation revealed the true extent of his manipulation and greed. He admitted to murdering multiple people for financial gain, including his wife, his business partner, and his 2 young children. His cold indifference to human life was apparent in his final remarks about his actions. He killed without remorse, driven solely by his desire for money. Sukhwinder Singh was sentenced to life imprisonment in 2001, and he passed away in 2013 in a hospital. His death, though overshadowed by the crimes he committed, marked the end of a chilling chapter in true crime history. His story serves as a dark reminder of the dangers of unchecked greed and the lengths some individuals will go to achieve their desires, regardless of the human cost. The story of Sukhwinder Singh is a haunting tale of manipulation, greed, and deception. It highlights the vulnerability of those around us and the devastating consequences that can arise when trust is abused for financial gain. This case remains one of the most chilling examples of calculated murder in both India and Canada, and it serves as a grim reminder of the darkness that can lie beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary lives. As the case continues to be discussed and analyzed, it leaves behind not only a sense of shock and disbelief, but also a profound sense of sorrow for the victims whose lives were stolen by one man's insatiable desire for wealth. The lessons learned from this case are clear. Never underestimate the power of greed, and always be vigilant of those who may seek to manipulate and exploit those around them. What do you think about the case? Do you think justice was fully served? Let us know your thoughts.